Time now to shift our focus to another very important story that we've been tracking. It's been happening one day after the other. Huge tax notices being slapped on big Indian corporations. Multiple big companies have got notices from the Goods and Services Tax or GST department in the form of demand notices this year. The latest ones being Mahindra Mahindra, Bajaj Finance and Infosys. The GST department had sent M&M a notice questioning why it should not pay GST for letting its group companies use the Mahindra brand name. Similarly, the Directorate General of Goods and Services Tax Intelligence or DGGI sent Bajaj Finance a show cause notice over alleged tax evasion of over 340 crore rupees. The agency that investigates GST evasion accused Bajaj Finance of wrongly classifying a service charge as interest charge in a notice that it sent on the 3rd of August. Among these, the Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC, alone was slapped with a notice for around 800 crore rupees on the 1st of January. The next day, Hindustan Unilever was sent a GST demand notice of around 450 crore rupees. Similarly, a series of notices to Asian Paints, Eicher Motors, ICICI Prudential, Nestle India with regards to pending GST dues and penalties for financial year 2019 and financial year 2020. These have rattled corporate India. Moreover, the gaming industry is facing a tax demand of around 1.5 lakh crore rupees. The insurance industry is contesting a demand of over 5,500 crore rupees, and the real estate sector has received a demand of over 2,000 crore rupees. So why these GST tax notices are raining at the moment? To discuss that, joining us now is Mr. Shivam Mehta, Executive Partner, Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan. Shivam Mehta, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. These tax notices are sort of bringing back the fears of those retro tax days, isn't it, Shivam?
No, actually, you're right, because what is happening is there are notices raining right now. So it's not the rain in Delhi. It's notices issued to almost all the corporates. You have named a few. There are many more in the chain. The reason is these investigations or these issues, which were raised by investigating authority, they were pending for quite some time. I mean, and they are all interpretation issues. There is no kind of fraud or evasion. They are all interpretation issues. Some of these notices which were issued like a year back or so, those notices have been stayed by the High Court also. Despite that, you will see a lot of notices being issued in last 1 week, and that's coming in the news every day. The reason is actually this. The period financial year, so GST was introduced on 1st July 2017. Now, for first financial year, which is 1st July 2017 to March 2018, 5th August 2024 was the last day when the authorities can actually issue the notice. Now, when you talked about DGGI, it's an intelligence agency. So when they raise an issue, they allege fraud because they say you have not paid the tax on your own. We came and we found out that you have not paid the tax. Even if there are interpretation issues, they issue the notices for this 1718, call it as a fraud, and issue the notice. Since the last day was 5th August, in last 1 week, all those pending files has got a closure from the DGGI authorities, and the notices has been handed over to these companies. That's what it has happened. That's why it's a season of rains so far as notices are concerned. So it's raining notices, I'd say.
Raining
Yeah.
notices, but the question is that all these notices are making us ask the question, is it time to overhaul GST? Because budget 2024 is done with. Clearly, GST discussions were not going to be a part of budget 2024. Is it time to go back to the drawing board and overhaul the entire GST system?
So, no, actually, the act which has been made by the Parliament in July 2017 is fairly clear on many aspects. But this issue of what you talked about, intercompany transfers or branch transfers, etc., that was kind of an open area, which in the last council meeting, which was headed by Nirmala Sitharaman ji, she has clarified that in such cases there will be no demand, where they have issued a circular also which says that if a head office or a group company is providing a service to another group company, and the recipient is entitled to full credit. The even if the invoice is not raised, the tax invoice and tax is not paid, that value of that supply should be treated as zero, should be treated as nil. Interestingly, for some fine point reasons, these brand fees, etc., or corporate guarantee, which we are showing on the screen, the notices are still being issued. I'll say for so far as corporate guarantee is concerned, where full credit is admissible, the notices should not have been issued. They could have taken the they could have used the circular issued by the board itself and drop those demand. But still, even we have received a lot of notices on corporate guarantee. That's one. Similarly, for the brand fees, when they are saying that one group company which owns the brand is used by other group companies, like when you're talking about Mahindra Mahindra, if the recipient company is entitled to full credit, even if I'm not paid any tax on this brand usage, which your media has termed it as brand tax, so I'm borrowing that term. Even if they have not raised the tax invoice, if I use the circular, there should not be any tax demand on that. But having said that, because this investigation was going on for last more than 2 years, instead of taking note of the circular, they have issued the notices. Once these demands go to the appropriate forum, I think they will get proper relief in the courts.
Quick question to you. The next GST Council meeting is in the first week of October, 3rd of October. What do you think should be the top priority? If I were to ask you one.
Okay. I think in the last meeting, she said there are a lot of open agendas which they could not achieve because of the timing issues. Last council meeting was very, very fruitful. I think next council meeting, what I look at is one, the airline industry is asking for ATF to be brought in the GST net. I think that will be in the pipeline. There are discussions on petrol and diesel also, but that's too early because states have to align to that. But I think ATF is something which should be considered because airline industry is not in a very good shape. They need that support.
Okay.
Apart from that, I think there'll be some discussions of rate rationalization because if you carefully read the speech of our Honorable Finance Minister in this budget,
Right.
she had somewhere mentioned about GST rate rationalization also. So it will be an interesting GST Council meeting, and
Yes.
industry is really looking up to it. Really, really looking up.
Definitely, that's the next most important thing the industry is looking forward to after the budget. But I'm afraid we've completely run out of time here on this discussion. Shivam Mehta, Executive Partner, Lakshmi Kumar and Sridharan, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on In Your Interest. And with that, it's a wrap here from my side. Thank you so much for watching In Your Interest. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.